In this video, we're going to look at image blocks and all the great tools available to use. So you can see here we have our image, and if you want to edit an image or swap an image, we just need to click on it to open the block. If you wanted to swap this image, you can just click on the image field over here and upload an image straight from your computer. But in addition to that, we've got a lot of tools to make it really easy to edit your image and get it just right. So in the example here, perhaps this image of our chair has got a bit too much space at the top, so we could crop it to drop down some of that space. So you can see as we're dropping it down on the right hand side here, our design is updating in real time. Okay, perhaps that's much better, and then we click on finish. And we can see we've got our cropped image ready to use. In addition to that, you see when you mouse over the image, you've got drag handles. This enables you to resize the image so it's absolutely perfect. So perhaps you want it a bit smaller. You can play about with the resizing to get it perfect for your design. In addition to that, you have the alt tag. So this is the text description behind the scenes. Now it's always a good idea to set this from an accessibility point of view. We can just enter a brief description of what our image is. And also, if you wanted to make the image clickable, you can see here we've got the hyperlink section. So we can just enter the web address, email address, or phone number that you want to trigger when that is clicked on. Okay, and we see on the other tab over here, we've got our styling options. So we can use this to change how the image is going to look. So at the moment it's center aligned. If you wanted to, you could hop it to the left or the right or back to center. And the mobile width here will show how this will look when displayed on a mobile phone. So if it's set to full width, the image will take up the full width of the screen that is available. If you set it to fixed width, it will try to mirror as close as it can to how it looks on desktop. You'll see here we have our outline styles as well. So this is if you want to put a border around the image just to make it stand out a little bit more, finish it off more nicely. So let's give it a border, say a solid border, and perhaps let's give it a different background color, and let's bump it up a little bit so you can see it. Okay, and see here we have rounding options. So this gives you the ability for an image to have rounded corners. It just looks a little nicer and softer. So you can bump this up and you'll see here our image rounded corners are showing on the image. If you toggle over from normal to advanced, this then opens up all the different corners. So you can give rounded corners of different values to each of the image segments. So let's drop the bottom one and maybe the top one. Okay, so you can now see we've just got rounded corners on the right hand side of our image. So this really does open a door to a great amount of customization. And in addition to that, you've got the familiar settings for setting the background image on this block using the color picker, and also whether this is to display on mobile or desktop. So if you want, you could turn this off for mobile phones. So mobile users get a cut down version of your campaign. In addition to that, if you've got a couple of images next to each other, sometimes it's really nice to make sure for neatness they finish at the same point. So I'll show you how to do this. So if we've got two images here, you can use the drag handles, and you see as we drag it down, you get a little snap line will appear, and you can see that image is now going to match the other image on its bottom. So we can see here both images now end at the same point and are aligned perfectly. Okay, that's a quick look at images and how to make them look fantastic inside your email campaign.